Hello students, so we shall continue with the SQL practical programs. So I've already showed you how to log into the Oracle database. So after reaching the home page, here again you have to click on this SQL, and then after that SQL commands. So you have to type the SQL queries in this workspace, blank workspace. So in the last video I've showed you how to use the relational operators, conditional operators, and logical operators, that is logical and or not. So we built up SQL queries using those logical operators and relational operators. So today we shall see some other special operators that you can use with the select keyword. So the first one that we'll use is this is null clause. All right. So in the previous videos we have already created the table, which was the teachers table. So here we have the tables. So we have created the data. So now what we have to do is that say in so here you can see that all the datas have all the rows have datas. So there are no blank values in all of these rows. So if I say where salary is null, so you can see that no data found, because right now all the datas are full. So there is no blank values in any of the rows. So in such case what we have to do is that we have to insert let's say that we insert one more row, right? So insert into uh, teacher values. The last one was, I think, t I think t12. Then let's say the name is as per in the textbook, that is Logesh Goel, and then address is, let's say, 15 Dangan Road, and then okay, so salary here. Now there we have two ways of using this is null, that is by implicit or explicit code. So here we cannot just leave it blank. In this case, suppose I just leave it blank for the salary, and then in here I write the department number, so like D03, and then for the date is, since it has to be in the DTMMYY format, so like a 01, and then Jan, and then okay, 01 Jan 2020, right? So in by a semicolon, and now I try to run this. Let's see. So you can see that not enough values, because like here one value is missing. So in that case we have to make an explicit declaration, that is like we have to write here null. So when you do that, what happens is that the salary column is entered as blank. So when you run this, so now one row is inserted, right? So now say Okay, more than 10 rows available, increase rows selected to view more rows. All right, so here let's say okay, up to 20 rows. Okay, so now you can see that Lokesh Goel, 15 Duncan Road. Okay, but for the salary it is blank. So because I have written explicitly declared it as null, right? So now if I write here select star from teacher where salary is null, so it should, okay, so now you can see that from the table the teacher whose salary is null is displayed, right? Now there is another way of doing that declaration, that is the implicit declaration of the null values. So the earlier one like this, so I just change this to suppose like 2 and then department number 2, right? So I just remove this and say like Ramesh Goel, and then I increase this to 213. Now here what you have to do is that since you have to do implicit declaration, that is in the values, you don't need to use the word null. In that case what you have to do is that you have to mention the column names which you are not supposed to enter. All right, so here you insert into teacher, in this area you have to mention the column name, suppose like teacher number, teacher name, and then t address, and then now salary, right? So you want to skip the salary, so you should not mention the salary column here. Instead of that you mention the department number, and then date of joining. So here this is an implicit uh, use of the is null clause. So here in this case you mention the column name, so you don't mention the column name here. So here you can see that teacher number T13, T name Ramesh Goel, address this one, department number, okay, and then date of joining this. So here the salary column, since it's not mentioned, so no errors will be detected in this case. So when you run this, one row inserted, right? So again select star from teacher. So you can see that the when you skip out the column, then also the blank value, that is null value, is inserted in the salary column. Right, so these are two ways which you can insert the is null, you can make use of the is null clause. Right, so another clause that you have to use is that distinct clause. So what it does is it removes duplicate data values from the table. Right, so that is also very easy. Okay, so here if you want to say like display department number, okay, department number distinct, so that means all you have to remove uh, all the duplicate departments. So how many departments actually exist, right? So in that case you use distinct, select distinct, and then you mention the column name like this, select distinct department number from teacher column. Then what will happen is here it shows you that see, you have only this many department numbers, that is D05, D01, D04, D03, and D02. So all the duplicate departments number values from the row are removed. Clear? So this is how you make use of this distinct clause. Now the another one that you will come is the use of the all clause. So what this all clause does is, this is also associated with the particular column or columns. So here when you mention here all, so you can see that all the duplicate rows from that particular column is also mentioned, right? The difference between the all clause and the all clause and the select star clause is here, um, when you use the all clause, it is associated with certain columns. When you use the select star from clause, then when you use the asterisk clause, then it is associated with all the columns, and then the values that are assigned in all the columns. Clear? So that is the only difference between the using the asterisk symbol and then the all clause, right? Then again you have what is called as the between operator. Okay, now the between operator is used when you have to select between a certain range of values. Most likely it will be between, say, like a date, or say like age, or a salary associated with some number data, right, or with some date data, or some example like in the case of the teacher table, right? In the case of the teacher table, suppose like select star from teacher, where uh, suppose like salary between 20,000, and here you can see that you are using the logical AND operator, so 25,000. So these are the teachers who are getting the salary between 20,000 and 25,000. The rest of the teachers who are getting more than 25,000 and less than 20,000 are not displayed, right? So the between operator is used whenever, like I said, you have to compare between a certain range of values, such, right? So uh, so if you suppose like instead of the asterisk symbol, teacher number, teacher name, okay, salary, then you can see that it displays only teacher number, teacher name, and the salary column section, right? Now another clause that you come across is using the in clause, right? Now the in clause is used, it's just a it's more similar to the logical or operator. However, when you use the in clause, you are able to compare with more than two values, right? So suppose like in the teacher table, you have to compare between, suppose like teacher number, and then teacher number in T01. Okay, here is T01, T02, and T03. So select teacher number, teacher name, salary from teacher, where T number in. Okay, so here you can select from a range of values, right? So so based on the condition that, okay, the teacher number should be uh, either T01 or T02 or T03, right? So it will display these columns. So since all of these T01, T02 or T03 exist, so all of the teachers number based and their columns, associated columns, are displayed, right? So likewise, okay, so you can also find salary columns on that, right? Or say like department number in D01, D02, and then D03. So okay, let me just write here department number. So you can see that those teachers who are in D01, D02, and D03, all are displayed. That is the teacher number column, teacher name column, salary column, and then the department number column, whose department number in D01, D02, and D03, right? So this is how you use the enclose. So students, what you do is that you practice on all these operators, special operators that I've taught you today, okay? And then yeah, likewise you can use the asterisk symbol, or you can use the different assign it to the different columns. All right, so we in the next video we shall continue more on these special operators, right? And we shall see the use of the like, close, and such, right?